Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you here this week, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. I want to start off by saying congratulations to the students of Gardner Middle School on a fantastic performance of Beauty and the Beast Junior that they put on this past week. It was great to see how well our students were able to perform and just have fun. This was our first musical that we had at Gardner Middle School since 2019, so it was something very exciting to see all of the support that was there, the energy that our students put into it, and the commitment that our staff had to making sure the production was a hit. So thank you very much to all of our students who performed in that play, as well as their directors, Mr. Larry Zuaro, the middle school chorus teacher, and Mr. Gianni DeVilli, our middle school band teacher, for the work that they did in getting that done, and then our middle school art teacher, Mrs. Claire Higgins, who helped design the set for that performance as well. Congratulations to everyone involved. It was a great time. I also want to say a very special thank you to the students in Miss Davio's class over at Gardner Elementary School for inviting me to be a part of their March Madness book competition that they have there. They're in the Final Four now, so we'll see what happens. I know the book We Will Rock Our Classmates has made it on to the final round, so we'll see what happens there. But thank you very much to Miss Davio for the care that your students put into this March Madness book tournament and having different members of the community come and read to your students. And for the commitment that the students have to reading. I'm looking forward to that event every year, and hopefully we'll get that again next year after the championship is crowned next week in the book March Madness category. Mount Wachusett Community College had a ribbon cutting this past week for the expansion of their Leominster campus. While this is in Leominster, this does still greatly benefit students in Gardner because there are certain classes that are only offered in Leominster and not here at the Gardner campus, and it really does help the region as a whole. Congressman Jim McGovern, Lieutenant Governor Kimberly Driscoll, and several other members of the local North Central Massachusetts region were all there to help, cut the ribbon on this new facility. This is also part of one of the ways that Mount Wachusett Community College partners with the Mass Hire program, the division of the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development, formerly known as the Unemployment Office, but now focusing more on work skills training programs to get people into the employment field that way after receiving certain training certifications. So this also benefits our residents in this way by helping them get trained while working with Mount Wachusett Community College to grow their network and grow their educational skills along with the technical training that Mass Workforce Development provides through the Mass Hire program. So thank you to everyone who was involved in that for your commitment to the community as well. Borges Martial Arts opened their doors to several officials from the city this past week for our business tours that we're going to be conducting throughout the course of the year, where we're going to be highlighting some of the businesses that are open throughout the city. Borges Martial Arts is located at the former Ghouls Taekwondo location at 122 West Street. They offer martial arts classes for students 18 months to as old as you would like to go. I believe they said right now their oldest students are in their mid-70s. They also offer after-school programming and summer camp programming as well for students in the city, not just on martial arts, but on regular life skills that are there as well. So I'd like to thank the team over at Borges Martial Arts for welcoming us as a community there, investing in this community through their business that they offer here, and for all of the work that they do for their students from all ages here in the city and our guests that visit the city as well. Haywood Hospital had their quote-unquote topping off ceremony at their surgical pavilion this past week. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with what that means, this is a ceremony that takes place when the final steel beam of the construction is put onto the structure. They had a special beam signing ceremony where those who were there were able to, sign the final beam that was put on, and then a crane lifted it to the top of the structure where it was affixed. We'll be able to start seeing a lot more work being done now that the frame has been completed. We probably expect this pavilion to be open sometime next year, next calendar year. What this will do is create about a dozen or so more new operating rooms at the Haywood Hospital facility and several dozen new recovery rooms. The current operating rooms at Haywood Hospital are original to the building's 1960 construction, so they just simply don't meet today's robotic surgery needs. in several different locations. What this will do is will open up different surgical options for people in the community to not have to go to Worcester or Boston if you need a certain specialized surgical procedure. You can get that here in Gardner. This is a capital project that Haywood is doing outside of their regular operations that they've fundraised most of the funding for through a capital campaign, and it's great to see them continue to invest in the city in this way. So looking forward to seeing them be able to grow their surgical capabilities in Gardner by 60% by the time this project is done. It's really a positive impact to the community. Just a reminder that the Centennial Committee will be hosting their flashback dance on April 22nd here at Gardner City Hall in Perry Auditorium, beginning at 6:30 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased at the door. This is sure to be a fun time for everyone who'd like to attend and sort of dance through the decades, if you will. So if you're able to attend, it's sure to be a great time, and I'm sure you'll have a blast at it. Just a reminder that the Gardner Lions Club will be hosting an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 8th from 10 a.m. to noon at Gardner City Hall. It will be on the front lawn of Gardner City Hall, but in the event of inclement weather, it will move into Perry Auditorium. But we're, fingers crossed, getting ready for an outside event again Saturday at 10 a.m. to noon. Bring your own Easter baskets. That is a requirement that the Lions Club has put on. They've also said that this is for children under the age of 5 or children 5 to 10. There'll be 2 separate events are welcome. So the event is made for students who are basically 10 and under. Or not students, but children who are 10 and under. So if you know anyone of that age group who would have a fun time finding eggs here at Gardner City Hall, you can come again Saturday from 10 to noon, bring your own Easter basket. The Greater Gardner Health and Wellness Fair, put on by the Gardner Community Action Team and our Gardner Health Department's Prevention Coordinator, Veronica Patty, will take place on Wednesday, April 12th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Perry Auditorium. This will be a great way to get out and see the different resources that are available to us here in the North Central Massachusetts region and the Greater Gardner community. Thank you to everyone who put this on. There will be a business tour continuing with our trend of trying to show off some of the businesses we have here in Gardner this coming week at Matt Prototype. That'll take place on Wednesday, April 12th as well. If you would like to attend, information can be obtained by contacting our City Economic Development Coordinator, Jessica DeRoy, in our Economic Development and Community Development and Planning office here at Gardner City Hall. She'll be happy to send all of that information to you. Thank you to everyone who submitted information with regard to the public hearing that was held before the City Council this past week with regard to the 3 pending zoning updates for the city. For those of you who are unfamiliar with how the process of zoning amendments work, per Massachusetts state law, the Planning Board has to meet first and then have a joint public hearing with the City Council regarding that topic after they have their initial recommendation done, and that has to be done within the first 65 days of the proposal coming to the City Council for the first time. The proposal had its public hearing within that 65-day timeline. Now what happens is the Planning Board will meet on April 11th to give their final recommendation on those 3 zoning items, and after that it'll go to the City Council for their deliberations and vote after that time. So there's still some time before those items are done, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding any of those 3 items, you can contact City Hall at any time to get any information you need on those 3 zoning amendments. Again, that's for zoning designations along Route 140, adding sports betting to the city's table of uses, and increasing our quota for the number of marijuana facilities that we can have here in the city of Gardner. If you have any information on what those entail, we did a very deep dive into those in last week's update. And if you have any questions after you watch that video, you can always contact my office at any time, and we can be happy to get any of that information to you. I'd like to say a happy 100th birthday to Mrs. Helen Ruat, a resident of Haywood Commons who had her 100th birthday this past week. Always great to be able to celebrate someone's centennial birthday, especially in the year when the city is celebrating its centennial year as a city as well. So happy birthday, Helen, and thank you to the staff of Haywood Commons for inviting us to share in that celebration. Lastly, I'd just like to close by wishing everyone a happy Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter in the Christian tradition this past week. Also to our Jewish community members who have begun Passover this past week, a blessed time as well. So however you choose to celebrate this season, I hope it's filled with blessings, family, fun, and whatever traditions you use to celebrate. But until we speak again next week, I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Thank you very much, and have a great day.